أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وآله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد فقد قال الله الحكيم في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر صدق الله العلي العظيم. Inshallah, welcome to the Dars of Ilm al-Sarf. Again, we are doing Unit 1, and before starting today's Dars, we are going to recap and summarize all what we have done within 5 minutes. Inshallah, I'll try my best to go faster today because the more basic concepts we had in the last sessions needed to be explained in detail, and we took a very slow pace in those durus. Inshallah, as we move on, our durus are going to be, our lessons are going to be faster, inshallah. So we are studying unit 1, that is about verbs. First we had an introduction, then we discussed in detail fi'l al-madi, and then we discussed fi'l al-mudari, the basics of fi'l al-mudari, the arkan of fi'l al-mudari. Then we discussed, now we are at the end of part 3, which is al-abwab, and inshallah next we will be discussing part 4, which is fi'l al-majhul, then i'rab al-fi'l, then nafi al-fi'l, then al-amr wal-nahi, like fi'l amr and fi'l nahi. Then we will be moving on to part 8, which is ism al-fa'il and ism al-maf'ul, and then part 9 is about tasrif al-saghir or sarf al-saghir, and then the part 10 is about sarf kabir, and that would be the end of this unit. So moving on very quickly, just summarizing the concepts. In the introduction, we learned that every fa'il in Arabic has a dhamir attached to it. A dhamir can be a dhamir bariz or a dhamir mustatir, like it can be a hidden pronoun or an implicit pronoun or an explicit pronoun. Then we learned about the persons. First person is I and we, second person is you, and the third person is he, she, it, or they. So we discussed all the Arabic words related to the grammar and all the terminologies. Then every Arabic noun and verb has a particular gender and a number. We discussed that in detail as well. And then we discussed about the conjugation, what is a tasrif, what is a tasrif which is in Arabic, gardan which is in Farsi and Urdu, right, and conjugation which we translate to English. So what are the meaning of the sighas, what are the 14 sighas, and what are the names of those sighas, like al-ghaib, al-ghaibatan, al-ghaibun, al-ghaib, al-ghaiban, al-ghaibun, al-ghaibah, al-ghaibatan, al-ghaibat, and then al-mukhatab, al-mukhataban, al-mukhatabun, and then al-mukhatabah, al-mukhatabatan, and al-mukhatabatun, and then al-mutakallim and al-mutakallimun. We discussed all these in details. If you have not seen these lessons, please go and watch those lessons to have a mazboot base, like to have a mazboot underpinning of the concepts. Let's move on, inshallah. Here we have some notes about fi'l, dhamir, tasrif, sigha, muzakkar, muannas, mufrad, muthanna, jama, ghaib, mukhatab, and mutakallim. Then we moved on to part 1, which was fi'l madi, and we said here that dhamair or the pronouns are of two types. Either they are dhamir mustatir, which is within the verb or a hidden pronoun, and or we have a dhamir bariz, which is attached to the verb as a suffix, like darabtu, darabna, darabta, etc. Then we started the whole concept of fi'l madi with the conjugation of fi'l madi with the example of fataha. So we discussed in detail fataha, fataha, fatahu, and what they mean till the end of the 14 sighas. Then we practiced them with ba'atha and ja'ala and zahaba and rafa'a. So this was the first lesson. This was the part 1, and these were some of the examples of Bab fataha yaftahu. So bab fataha yaftahu has these examples in it: ba'asa yab'asu, ja'ala yaj'alu, zahaba yadhhabu, rafa yarfa'u, and so on. Then our students sent us homeworks about these exercises. Please, if you haven't done the homework, remember that doing the homework is the necessity to learn this ilm, to learn this knowledge. It is necessary. It is like you cannot skip the homework. If you skip the homework, you won't get it. That's very simple statement that I'm giving here, is that if you don't do the homework, you are not going to get what it wants to give you. So only understanding the concepts will not make it at all. You won't be able to recognize the word in the Quran, either it is a fail madi or a fail mudare, and which type of fail madi or fail mudare is it. Is it wahid mudakkar ghaib, is it tasniya muannas ghaib, or is it jama mutakallim, or is it wahid mutakallim? You won't be able to recognize those. So inshallah we moved on to part 2 after that, which was fail al mudare. Fail al mudare is used for present and future. So we have 3 translations for one word, like Zaid walks, Zaid is walking, and Zaid will walk, is all in one single word, right? So either it is a present indefinite or a present continuous, or it is a future a future word. All these are covered in fail al mudari. Okay, so what are the sighas of fail mudari and what is it composed of? It's detailed here in this, like al alamat fail mudari, and then the verb itself, and then the dhamir, and then the alamat i'rab, which we explained in detail in our previous lesson of fail al mudari. Then we started again with the fail mudari for fataha, which is yaftahu, fataha yaftahu. So yaftahu, yaftahani, yaftahuna, taftahu, taftahani, yaftahna, taftahu, taftahani, taftahuna, taftahina, taftahani, taftahna, aftahu, and naftahu. We detailed all of these, and we also did all the exercises with yab'asu, yaj'alu, yadhhabu, and yarfa'u. Then we moved on again to the homework, and homework is the most important part of these lessons. So if you haven't done these homeworks, or if you are feeling that it's quite difficult for you to understand, please, you can always contact me on my WhatsApp, and inshallah I can guide as I am able to, inshallah. So the main terms in this lesson were fail al mudari, and hal, and mustaqbal, and huruful mudari, like alamatul mudari. Then we moved on to part 3, which was al abwab, and now we are at the end of al abwab. When we started al abwab, we discussed in detail about what are the abwab. The abwab are fataha yaftahu, or so this is detailed right here. So there are basically 6 abwab that are possible in Arabic dictionary, and abwab is related to the dictionary of the word. Okay, not the etymology but the dictionary. Like what when you search for a meaning in the Arabic dictionary, what do you find there? You find al-fathu, right? Al-fathu. So al-fathu means to open, to open, right? So you won't find the word fataha or fataha, fatahu, fatahat, fatahata, fatahna, fatahta, fatahtuma, fatahtum, and so on. You won't find those words. You will neither find yaftahu, yaftahani, yaftahuna, taftahu, taftahani, yaftahna in the dictionary. You will only find the word al-fathu or the word fathun in the Arabic dictionary in the bab of fa. Okay, fa, ta, ha. So you will find the word al-fathu. Al-fathu means to open, right? Or the opening. So here how to generate all these sighas is the main point of al-musarf. Al-musarf is about the generation of the sighas, the generation of the conjugations, and how the word changes its meaning according to the pronoun attached to it, which is the doer or the fa'il of that particular verb. So that's a very simple and concise explanation of all the concepts we have done until now. So there are 6 possibilities. Either it is a fataha yaftahu, either it is a daraba yadribu with a kasra on ainul fail, or either it is a nasara yansuru with a dhamma on ainul fail in the fail mudare, or either it is a sami'a yasma'u, or it is a hasiba yahsibu, or it is a karuma yakrumu. And the other 3 possibilities are not there in Arabic diction. So this is a point to consider. Then we started with fataha yaftahu. The bab we already started with the example of fataha yaftahu, so that was very easy for most of our students, but still I got homework from very like a number of students, not more than that. Then we started doing bab sami'a. So in the word sami'a, the ain kalima of fail madi has a kasra, right? The fataha had all the 3 fathas on top. So in the word sami'a, so mi has a kasra. So all the verbs following in this category will have a kasra on the ainul fail, which is the second letter in fail madi. So sami'a yasma'u, hazina yahzanu, labitha yalbathu, hafiza yahfazu, khasira yakhsaru, and then rahima yarhamu, and so on. We also discussed in detail about the masadir, which is sam'an, haznan, labthan, hifzan, khusranan, rahmatan. We have already discussed all this in quite detail, and then we did the exercise, and again the homework is an integral part of learning al-musarf. Then we moved on to bab daraba yadribu. So in the bab daraba yadribu, the fail madi is in the normal state like fataha is daraba, so it follows the same rules, but the word yadribu has a kasra on ainul fail. So there it was sam yasma'u, now it is yadribu, yadribu. So yadribu, yadribani, yadribuna, tadribu, tadribani, yadribna, tadribu, tadribani, tadribuna, tadribina, tadribani, tadribna, adribu, and nadribu. And these were some of the examples, like hamala yahmilu hamlan, sabara yasbiru sabran, daraba yadribu darban, zalama yazlimu zulman, not zalman. So here arafa ya'rifu ma'arifatan, and then aqla ya'qilu aqlan. So there are different masadir all the time. Nobody can remember all the masadir in all the dictionary in Arabic. I haven't heard about a person like this, but there are experts who know the basics of these masadir, and they are the linguists. Okay, so that is a totally different field, and that is called al-mufradat, and the linguistic part and the etymological part of the Arabic language, which is not included in al-musarf, of course. So here we have ghafara yaghfiru maghfiratan. Okay, not ghufranan, it's maghfiratan. Here qadara yaqdiru qudratan, and then kadhaba yakzibu kizban. So these are all different awzan of what we call masadir. Then again there was an exercise related to al-musarf. Now we have we also discussed last time about, I don't know if we discussed this. No, this is the first time we are discussing it. Let me check first. Nasara Yansuru was already discussed in the last lesson, and in the Bab Nasara Yansuru, the Fail Madi has all the fathas Nasara, and the Fail Mudare has a Dhamma on Ainul Fail, which is Yansuru. So Swad has a Dhamma. All the examples in Bab Nasara Yansuru will have a Dhamma on the Ainul Fail in Fail Mudare. So Nasara Yansuru Nasran, and then Balagha Yablughu Bulughan, and then Taraka Yatruku Tarkan, and then Hashara Yahshuru Hashran, and then Hakama Yahkumu Hukman, and then Kharaja Yakhruju Khurujan. So the masdar is different here. And then abada ya'budu ibadatan. So here again the masdar is different. Khalaqa yakhluqu khulqan. And then dakhala yadkhulu dukhulan. Here it's very different. And then dhakara yadhkuru dhikran. And then razaqa yarzuqu rizqan. And then qatala yaqtulu qatlan. So there are differences in masadir, and these differences are because of the diction, and that is referred to the Kalam al-Arab before, even before Islam, and in history of Arabic language. So that is not our discussion in these lessons of Ilm al-Sarf. We are discussing about the most important and the most frequently used verbs or nouns in the Quran Majid. So our topics are related to Quran Majid. Today we will be discussing inshallah about karuma yakrumu. So karuma yakrumu is the last bab for thulathi mujarrad. Now what is thulathi? Thulathi means three lettered. The word that has three root letters is called thulathi. Either it is an ism or a fa'il. So thulathi mujarrad is a verb or a noun without any extensions to it. And inshallah when we will learn in our next lessons, we will learn about mazidun fi, then the concept of mujarrad will be very clear and evident. So inshallah karuma yakrumu. So in the bab karuma yakrumu, the fi'l madi has a dhamma on ainul fi'l, like karuma, not karama. Okay, karama is incorrect here. Karuma is correct as a fail. So karuma yakrumu, this is the karuma yakrumu karman. So this is the madi and mudare. So how do we conjugate karuma? So karuma karuma karumu karumat karumata karumna karumta karumtuma karumtum karumti karumtuma karumtunna karumtu and karumna. It's simple inshallah, only keep in mind that ainul fa'il has a dhamma on top of it. Then yakrumu, in fa'il mudari ma'ruf, it's yakrumu yakrumu yakrumani yakrumuna takrumu takrumani yakrumna takrumu takrumani takrumuna takrumina takrumani takrumna. And then akrumu and nakrumu. So akrumu and nakrumu are af'al. Akrumu is a fa'il and akramu is something else, it's a noun. So keep in mind that whenever you have a dhamma on ainul fa'il, it's a fa'il in fact. Now most verbs from karuma yakrumu are stative verbs. So this is a new concept, stative verbs, that is to be verbs. To be verbs. Okay? These are translated with an auxiliary verb which shows the tense followed by the state. So here the verb itself will be translated to be, in fact, right? So for example, al-fi'l here is fariha. Fariha al-madi, or the past tense. Fariha, the man was happy, or the man became happy, right? So until now in the fi'l madi, we know that all the translation we only translated once, right? For fi'l mudare we always translated three times, right? The same word was translated three times. But here in fi'l madi also the word is translated twice, okay, not once. So fataha meant he opened, and hasiba means he thought. But here we have fariha means he was happy or he became happy. Okay, so both the translations can be there according to the concept or context, not concept, context. Here the fi'l mudari for this word is yafrahu. Yafrahu. Yafrihu. No, it's yafrahu. Okay, fariha yafrahu. So fi'l mudari will be present habitual, he is happy or he is being happy or he will be happy. Now here in the translations of Bab Nasara Yansuru, like basura, basura, yabsuru basiratan. So basiratan means to look, यानी देखना. basura मैंने यानी उसने देखा, he looked. And yabsuru, he will look, or he is looking, or he looks. So all the three translations are correct. And then ba'uda, yab'udu, bu'dan. Bu'dan means to be far. So ba'uda means he was far, or he became far. And then yab'udu has three meanings. Yab'udu means he is going far, or he will go far, or he goes far. So all the three translations are correct according to the context of the sentence. And then haruma, yahrumu, hurmatan. So hurmatan means to be impermissible, to be impermissible, it's not permissible, right? So हurmat जो है एहतराम के मायने में भी होता है, to be किसी चीज़ का एहतराम, इसके लिए भी हurmat यूज़ होता है. तो haruma means haruma yahrumu hurmatan. And then hasuna yahsunu husnan. And then khabusa yakhbusu khubsan, yani to be bad. And karuma yakrumu karamatan, so to be noble. And then kabura yakburu kibran, to become big, or to become old, or to become like kabura yakburu is also used to be arrogant. Okay. And then here we have kasura yaksuru kasratan, to be in abundance. So inshallah we'll move on to the exercises. Or before moving to the exercises, let's hear the conjugations of these fi'l madi and fi'l mudari. So we'll start again with basura. So basura, basura, basuru, basurat, basurata, basurna, basurta, basurtuma, basurtum, basurti, basurtuma, basurtunna, basurtu, basurna. And yabsuru, yabsuru, yabsurani, yabsuruna, tabsuru, tabsurani, yabsurna, tabsuru, tabsurani, tabsuruna, tabsurina, tabsurani, tabsurna. And then absuru and nabsuru. Here we have got the second example, ba'uda. So ba'uda, ba'uda, ba'udu, ba'udat, ba'udata, ba'udna, ba'utta, ba'uttuma, ba'uttum, ba'utti, ba'udtuma, ba'uttunna, ba'uttu, and ba'udna. And yab'udu, yab'udu, yab'udani, yab'uduna, tab'udu, tab'udani, yab'udna, tab'udu, tab'udani, tab'uduna, tab'udina, tab'udani, tab'udna, a'budu, and na'budu. Oh, sorry, ab'udu and nab'udu. You see how the meaning changes. A'budu is very different. This is ain ba dal, that was ain ba dal. Here it is ba ain dal. So ba comes first and ain comes second. So whenever you are conjugating, don't make this mistake what I made. So haruma, 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 harumu, harumat, harumata, harumna, harumta, harumtuma, harumtum, harumti, harumtuma, harumtunna, harumtu, and harumna. And then we have yahrumu, yahrumu, yahrumani, yahrumuna, tahrumu, tahrumani, yahrumna, tahrumu, tahrumani, tahrumuna, tahrumina, tahrumani, tahrumna, and ahrumu and nahrumu. Then we have hasuna, hasuna यानी उसने एहसान किया. hasuna, hasuna यानी वो अच्छा हुआ, वो अच्छा हुआ, right? He became good. And yahsunu means he will become good, or he is becoming good, or he becomes good. All the three meanings. Of course, in fi'l mudari we have three translations for one word depending on the context. Then what about hasuna? So conjugation for hasuna is hasuna, hasuna, hasunu, hasunat, hasunata, hasunna, hasunta, hasuntuna, hasuntuma, hasuntum, hasunti, hasuntuma, hasuntunna, hasuntu, and hasunna. Yahsunu, يحسن يحسنان يحسنون تحسن تحسنان يحسن تحسن تحسنان تحسنون تحسنين تحسنان تحسن أحسن and نحسن. So this is a normal speed of reciting the conjugations. If you think that it's going too difficult for you, you can reduce the speed in the YouTube options and the speed gets slower, so you can remember all these sigas counting on your fingers. Always count the sigas on your fingers, otherwise this is the main trick to understand and to remember the sigas, is to count them on the parts of your fingers. Okay, so there are 14 parts in your fingers and thumb, and you have 14 sigas. That's very easy to understand and to learn. Then khabusa, 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 khabusu, khabusat, khabusata, khabusna, khabusta, khabustuma, khabustum, khabusti, khabustuma, khabustunna, khabustu, and khabusna. And then we have al mudari yabkhusu, يبخس يبخسان يبخسون تبخس تبخسان يبخسن تبخس تبخسان تبخسون تبخسين تبخسان تبخسن أبخس and نبخس. Then the next example is karuma. So karuma, karuma, karumu, karumat, karumata, karumna, karumta, karumtuma, karumtum, karumti, karumtuma, karumtunna, karumtu, karumna. When I'm delivering these conjugations, these tasarif with you, I am always counting on my fingers, and that creates a memory, a spiritual memory in my mind. So it's very easy to generate. So next word is yakrumu. Yakrumu, yakrumani, yakrumuna, takrumu, takrumani, yakrumna, takrumu, takrumani, takrumuna, takrumina, takrumani, takrumna, akrumu, and nakrumu. And then we have kabura. So kabura means he became big, right? He became old, or he became big. So kabura, kabura, kaburu, kaburat, kaburata, kaburna, kaburta, kaburtuma, kaburtum, kaburti, kaburtuma, kaburtunna, kaburtu, and kaburna. And the fa'il mudari for kabura is yakburu. So yakburu means he will become big, or he will become, or he is becoming big, or he becomes big. So yakburu, yakburani, yakburuna, takburu, takburani, yakburna, takburu, takburani, takburuna, takburina, takburani, takburna, akburu, and nakburu. And then kathura, kathura. So kathura means he was abundant, right? He was abundant, or he became abundant, right? He became abundant. Both the meanings for this fi'l madi are, all the fi'l madis in karuma have two meanings. So kathura, kasura, kasura, kasuru, kasurat, kasurata, kasurna, kasurta, kasurtuma, kasurtum, kasurti, kasurtuma, kasurtunna, kasurtu, and kasurna. And the fi'l mudari yaksuru, he is becoming abundant, or he will become abundant, or he becomes abundant. So all the three meanings in fi'l mudari will be correct according to the context of the sentence. So yakburu, yakthuru, yakthuru, yakthurani, yakthuruna, takthuru, takthurani, yakthurna, takthuru, takthurani, takthuruna, takthurina, takthurani, takthurna, akthuru, and nakthuru. And that's all for today. So practice verbally conjugating above verbs. You have to send these conjugations to me for correction, so I can guide you if there are some mistakes. And this is an integral part of the lesson. This is what you have to do to learn it. Okay, if you want to learn it, it doesn't work only with the listening part. Okay, it's not going to work, I guarantee it. It's not going to work. Okay, when you want to learn it, when you need to learn it, you have to say it out loud. Okay, and inshallah, I'm available all the time, every time. Just send me voice notes with these conjugations. You don't need to give any details about what it is not, or what the translation is. Once you get these conjugations on your fingertips, on your finger parts, that is going to be evident, that is going to be enough for you to learn how to translate that word particularly. So here, exercise number 2, translate the verbs below into English and write the sigas. Whenever you are sending a written homework, please, on the top of the page, on the top of your on the top of the page, on the top margin, you should write sarf, the first thing you should write SARF or Swad Rafa. Okay, Surf Unit 1 Part 3 Al Abwab, page number, what's the page number here, is 39 of the book. And then you start doing your work. Okay, then when you start doing your work, you write exercise 2 and you write the questions on the right side. If they are in Arabic, you write them on the right side, and then you make another column. You make 4 columns. Okay, you make 4 columns when you are answering this question. Make 4 columns, not lesser than that. In the first column you write the question number 1 and the question, which is hasuna. Then what you write is the sigha, like what sigha is it? Is it mazi, or is it mudare, or is it what, right? Mazi, maruf. Or you can write the head on the top. You can write you can write mazi maruf. You recognize the sigha, mazi maruf, and wahid muzakkar ghaib. This is what you write in the second column. Mazi maruf, wahid muzakkar ghaib. Let me give you a brief summary about this. So mazi maruf, wahid muzakkar ghaib, and then you write the translation for it in the third column, right? And then like number 2 is basurna. So what sigha is it? Basurna, right? So on the right column, the first thing you write is the question and question number, and then in the second column you write what sigha is it. Is it mazi or muzare? So you write fa'il. First thing you write is fa'il. Let me write it down for you. First thing you write is the word fa'il. Fa'ain lam. Either it's a ism or fa'il or harf. What is it? It's a fa'il. So either it is madi or mudare. It is madi. So either it is a wahid or tasniya or jama. So it is jama. So either it is a muzakkar or a muannas or a mutakallim. So it is a muannas, right? So fail mazi, jama muannas. Is it hazir? Is it ghaib? Is it hazir or is it ghaib? So how do you calculate that? You start reading the conjugation. Basura, basura, basuru, basurat, basurata, basurna. So it is sigha number 6. So sigha number 6 is ghaib. This is how you write in the second column. You see? This is how you write in the second column, and you can also write sigha number 6 like the sigha number 6. It's very easy to understand, sigha number 6, right? You can write these details in the second column, and then in the third column what you write is the translation, right? Ba'udda. So now what you have to do it, okay? I'm not going to spoon feed everything here, because I want you to build a capacity. I want you to ask questions like, what is this ba'udda? Is it ba'utta? Where did this shadda came from? So this shadda came here, it came here because of the idgham, because of, we cannot say ba'udta in Arabic. We don't say ba'udta. Instead we say ba'utta. Pronounce ba'utta and write ba'udta. So this dal here in the word ba'utta is written but not pronounced, right? So we get this concept as well, that where we do idgham, because this idgham concept is going to work a lot in other abwab, and especially in the category of the muda'af words, in the category of muda'af words, inshallah, like adda, ya'iddu, right? Or marra, yamurru. So inshallah we will be discussing all them step by step, one by one. That's enough, I think, for today. Next is exercise 3. You translate the English part into Arabic, and then in the next lesson, inshallah, I am going to tell you very briefly about the bab hasiba yahsi. But I think we can discuss it right now, because it will only take 5 minutes. So hasiba yahsibu, this is another bab, right? This is another bab, hasiba yahsibu, which is like, it has several examples, not more than 10-15 examples in the Quran. that are used, so it's not a very important, but we need to understand it. Of course, it's very simple. It's simpler than karuma yakrumu. So hasiba has a kasra on ainul fa'il in both madi and mudari. Hasiba yahsibu has kasra in ainul fa'il in both madi and mudari. So hasiba, hasiba, hasibu, hasibat, hasibata, hasibna, hasibta, hasibtuma, hasibtum, hasibti, hasibtuma, hasibtunna, hasibtu, and hasibna. And then we have فعل مضارع يحسب يحسبان يحسبون تحسب تحسبان يحسبن تحسب تحسبان تحسبون تحسبين تحسبان تحسبنا and أحسب and نحسب. And how many examples do we have? We have one more example only. نعم and ينعم. The pattern is very rare and very few words come on the pattern, especially in the Quran. Okay, so it is not very important, but you should know it. Like for example, na'ima, 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 na'imu, na'imata, na'imata, na'imna, na'imta, na'imtuma, na'imtum, na'imti, na'imtuma, na'imtunna, na'imtu, na'imna. And then fi'l mudari yan'amu, yan'imu, sorry, not yan'amu, yan'imu, ينعم ينعمان ينعمون تنعم تنعمان ينعمنا تنعم تنعمان تنعمون تنعمين تنعمان تنعمنا أنعم and ننعم. That's going to put pressure on your throat. So that's all, and this is some revision. Fill in the table below by mentioning which bab the given verb could possibly form. Here you are going to do it yourself and send me the conjugations and the homework with the page number on top of the homework, so I can figure out which exercises it is. And the summary of this part 3 is about bab. Bab means combinations of madi and mudare. Combinations of madi and mudare. The word bab actually in the dictionary means a door, like the door from where you enter, right? So this is fa kalima is the first letter of madi, ain kalima is the second letter of madi, and the lam kalima is the third letter of madi. So that's a very simple thing to understand. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi tahirin. We have reached till page 41. Inshallah, in the next lesson we will discuss the concept of fi'l al-majhul. So this was all about af'al ma'ruf, where the doer is there in the fi'l itself. And that's all for today, inshallah. Iltimas dua, and see you next time in another lesson. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.